Can you pack Gold Bond in your carry-on? Asking for a friend. Good morning. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107.
A woman's Reddit post is going viral after she said her groin got her flagged by airport security at 2 different airports.
Wow, that must have been some grueling. Hey, lady, hang on.
She did she did have to be patted down.
Yeah.
And the consensus seems to be it's because it's summer and she had swamp crotch.
Oh, all right, look. Excessive crotch sweat happens, okay? Too much sweat anywhere can apparently trigger the scanners in this things. People online chimed in with similar stories. One said a TSA agent literally told them their swamp crotch caused the whole thing.
There's a book called 101 Pat Downs, an undercover look at airport security and the TSA. The author is a professor at Cal State Sacramento, and she recently told Reader's Digest that sweat really can set off those machines.
Yeah, she said it has to do with the millimeter wave technology and how the waves bounce off the water or perspiration.
So if you're flying for the 4th or any time this summer, keep in mind that your sweaty nethers could get you a red flag for security.
Now, to be fair, you can actually carry Gold Bond and other powders. They just have to be less than 12 ounces. But TSA will say it could require additional screening, which kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing. You're trying to avoid the swamp crotch screening, and now all of a sudden you got this. Maybe just let them pat down your sweaty crotch and move on with your life.
Swamp crotch into a desert oasis.
Try walking a mile through Terminal B, wearing tight pants with no AC. They wave that wand like they slicing ham. Stopped at the spot where the funk began. I got the swamp crotch blues and no shame to hide. My groin's like a rainforest, all moist inside.
One quick dust and you're dry, confident, and flying past security like a breeze. Dry Zone 3000, so your swamp crotch can make it through Gate 12.
The internet loves to complain about sequels, prequels, reboots, remakes, and movies based on existing properties. But when the studio delivers original content, do these jerks put their money where their mouths are? It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107.
Okay, look at Elio, right? Their big swing at something original. Face plants harder than me doing yoga after a burger binge.
Elio broke the record for the worst opening weekend ever for a Pixar film.
Think about that. Worst opening weekend ever for Pixar. Ever. And you know why? Because you people went, no. The ones whining on the internet about too many sequels, too many reboots. You stayed home. You didn't show up. You're out there tweeting from your mom's basement. We want new stories. Think of something new. Then when they do, what do? Stay home, pop some popcorn, and rewatch The Incredibles for the 47th time. Hypocrisy much?
And they're not taking it lying down.
No, Pixar's like, okay, fine. Look, here's Elio. Fresh idea. No Buzz Lightyear, no talking cars, just a kid and some aliens. Well, what do you give them? Crickets. The box office was so empty they could have used the theater to store all the unsold Elio merch. You know, they're sitting in a warehouse full of alien plushies, right? Some interns crying into a pile of unsold T-shirts who people don't want.
Pixar's Instagram account reposted a video of a woman hyping Elio.
Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to movie theaters and support them in the first place. There's a new original story. Look at that. From Disney Pixar called Elio. You should go ahead and support it.
God bless her. You know, she's like, yo, stop whining about Hollywood not making original stuff if you're not going to buy a ticket. And Pixar's like, yeah, preach. They repost it. The internet's losing its mind. If you're going to complain about Hollywood's sequel obsession, you know what? Drag your butt to the theater when they try something new. Even if you're like not sure about it, give it a chance.
You got studios pumping out Spider-Man 12 because it's safe. And when they take a risk, you leave them high and dry.
It's like you got a buddy, right? And you're like, oh, man, you got to try some new food. You got to try some new food. Then he cooks some gourmet, like quinoa nonsense. And you're like, no, I'm good with my Big Mac. You're the problem. You did this. You're the reason we're stuck with endless reboots. So either show up or shut up.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Some Americans will skip the grill and prepare hot dogs in the air fryer this 4th of July. There's even a word for them. Communists. People think Tom Brady is dating Sydney Sweeney. Tom doesn't care about the age difference. All that matters to him is that she doesn't take jiu-jitsu lessons. The WNBA is giving expansion teams to Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. Those teams will all have huge crowds, but only when Caitlin Clark plays against them.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
did skill games to get this done. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107 and Kate. Pennsylvania missed its budget deadline for the fourth year running.
Governor Josh Shapiro and the legislature are still hammering out a $51.5 billion spending plan, but they're stuck on Medicaid, mass transit, and those so-called skill games.
Here we go again. Here it is. Pennsylvania's budget's late, and nobody's surprised. Shapiro's out there promising a deal like a used car salesman, while lawmakers are bickering over skill games and Medicaid funding. I don't know if it's ever going to end.
Yet Shapiro's optimistic, saying a deal's coming soon. Essential services like Medicaid and state police will keep going, but schools and counties could feel the pinch if this drags on.
Yeah, it's a circus, okay? Same clowns, different tent, but it does make me wonder if we can bring back one of my favorite things to do on the show. Does Pennsylvania have a budget yet?
Now it's time for Does Pennsylvania Have a Budget Yet?
I can't believe this is happening again, but no. No, we don't.
This has been Does Pennsylvania Have a Budget Yet? Prospector can be a little hot-headed. Sometimes he can be selfish. He labors to get through most social interactions.
Sometimes you can be kind of a jerk.
Today, he asked the question, am I a jerk? On Rock 1.
My wife Tara and I, well, we had some people over for dinner. I should say she had some people over for dinner and I was there. Two other couples at the house over the weekend. She loves them. They're okay. I wasn't exactly excited to have guests at the house because I never am. But dinner was finished. The six of us were chatting and sitting around for a little while. And after a bit, I excused myself politely and I walked away. I went to the basement. I'm in the basement there. I turned the TV on. There's a Bill Burr special on Hulu from a couple months ago. I'm rewatching that. When about 20 minutes later, my wife Tara comes downstairs. She's like, I thought you were in the bathroom. Instead, you're watching TV while our guests are upstairs? I'm like, hey, they're your friends. I didn't want them over. They're your guests. So I ask you, am I a jerk?
Yes, Prospector, you are a jerk. Happy wife, happy life. Do it for Tara.
Do it for Tara. That should be like the slogan I live my life by now.
It should be.
Absolutely. I kind of like that one. You know, my whole life's going to change around with a do it for Tara slogan.
Oh, we got a text from Bobby. You're a big-time jerk on this one today. Sorry, buddy.
That kind of hurts. All right, on to the rock lines. Let's find out what people are thinking. Rock 107, am I a jerk?
Hey, Prospector.
Hey.
You are definitely a jerk.
So, okay, I'm a jerk.
Do you want to know why you're a jerk?
Absolutely.
You should have been honest and said, hey, guys, been nice, been real, nice seeing you. But I'm heading down to my man cave now. And just be honest.
Be honest. For crying out loud, just say what you mean and mean what you say.
Well, John from our Twitter said, jerk move, but totally something I would have done.
Okay.
Lee said the same thing that I did. Happy wife, happy life, buddy.
All right.
They might stink, but you got to keep the queen happy. So, yes, you're a jerk.
On to the rock lines here. Am I a jerk? Rock 107.
You're not a jerk on that one. It's your house. You should be able to enjoy it.
Some would argue it's our house.
Stop that.
I'm not stopping it. It's true. We both pay for these things. It's our house, not my house. In fact, it's more her house than my house because it was in her family for years before I got there.
Goodness gracious. Tara, not your wife.
Oh, okay.
Not your wife. From our TikTok said, yeah, but I'd probably do the same thing. So you're a jerk, but I'm with you.
Okay, I like that.
Jim from your Facebook said, not even close to being a jerk, but I wonder how much longer you'll be on the couch.
I mean, it's a good possibility I may never get back into the bedroom. Who knows? Actually, I'm not on the couch at all. But we are going to the rock lines. Let's find out if I'm a jerk here because, the wife's got the dinner guests over. I sneak away to the basement. She has to come down and get me out of there. Does that make me a jerk? Rock 107.
No, I don't think you're a jerk, man. I think it's funny as hell, but...
Well, all right, let me ask you this question. Would you do that?
I was just going to say I would do the exact same thing. If they weren't my friends, if we got along great, sure, I might stay up if I wanted to talk to them. But if they were her friends, I'd go right down and I'd watch some Bill Burr, too.
I mean, look, it's not that I don't like them. It's just that they're in my house, and I don't like that.
Seems to be a common theme here because another Bobby said, I'd say that you're not a jerk because I do the same thing, but maybe I'm just a jerk too.
We could all be jerks on this one, but according to you, Northeast PA, in the question today of am I a jerk? For when my wife and I had people over for dinner, I sneak off into the basement and watch a little TV until she catches me. And the answer to you, or to me rather, from you, Northeast PA, slightly, just slightly, I am not a jerk.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the plate of Prospector on Rock 107.
A little girl on a Disney cruise ship fell overboard on Sunday, and it could have been tragic, but her dad immediately jumped in after her. It happened while they were returning to Fort Lauderdale from the Bahamas. He apparently had to tread water for 20 minutes while holding on to her before they got the lifeboat off the cruise ship and out to them. A witness said she fell from the fourth deck. Thankfully, they're okay.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Kids, call your neighbors and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Summer heat waves are peak season for ice cream trucks, so they've had a pretty good week, I guess. Except for this guy, an ice cream truck driver in College Station, Texas, was in the middle of a busy day last Tuesday when a random guy attacked him. The attacker, 42-year-old Michael Valdez, told cops he saw the driver acting suspiciously around some of the kids. Specifically, he saw him asking for their phones and punching numbers in. Michael assumed the driver was some sort of perv, so he punched him multiple times and threatened to shoot him and took his phone. Turned out the driver wasn't a perv. It's just 2025, and he accepts Apple Pay. The kids were using their phones to pay him. He also accepts the Cash App. Police determined he wasn't doing anything illegal or inappropriate. Michael is facing charges for robbery and unlawful possession of a firearm.
Nominee number 2.
Snapchatting and a baby in the back? This guy's auditioning for worst driver ever. Florida Highway Patrol stopped a man named Chris Wheeler II after clocking him at 115 miles per hour. Troopers reported Wheeler was weaving through traffic, tailgating, and using Snapchat, all with his girlfriend's 10-month-old baby in the back seat. A Snapchat video on his phone, captioned "Good Vibes Only," showed the speedometer at 110 miles an hour. Wheeler nearly crashed while dodging a mattress on the highway. Oh, and after his arrest for reckless driving and child neglect, his phone played vulgar music in the patrol car.
And the winner is
the guy who drove 115 miles per hour while recording a Snapchat with his baby in the back seat. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.